Hey, all my Aquarius friends. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Teri Hunter. I'm an intuitive astrologer, angel therapy practitioner, Reiki master, and empowerment coach. And I'm here today with your February 2023 monthly horoscope. These horoscopes are based on whole sign Western astrology. So I'm looking at Aquarius rising. If you don't know your rising sign, you can go to any one of the free birth calculators on the internet. You just need your exact time of birth and your location to determine your rising sign. And also, these are based on Pacific time zones. So if you are somewhere else in the world, please adjust for your location. Aquarius, this is your birthday month. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I hope it's a wonderful solar return. The month starts off on the 4th of February with the moon in Leo at 6 degrees, making a trine to Jupiter at 6 degrees in Aries. The moon in Leo is in your 7th house, and Jupiter in Aries is in your 3rd house. Here, this is a day where I feel like I feel like this is a really warm energy. It's where my emotional body is. I feel like I'm in a mood to go play. I feel as if I want to get my partner and I want to go have some fun. Maybe I want to go dancing, go out to dinner, just be frivolous, be like children. It's a wonderful day to capitalize on letting your inner child out to play. The 7th house not only rules intimate partnerships, it also rules our professional partnerships. It rules diplomacy, harmony, cooperation, a sense of peace, and of course, some balance. And then Aries being your 3rd house is the 3rd house is where I speak, what I teach, what I read. It's social media. It's, my neighborhoods, my roadways, my communities. So here I really feel like with the moon being in Leo is all about fun and good times and hobbies and romance. So I think grab your partner, go have a good time. And if you don't have a partner, well, I think on some level, this might be a day to allow yourself to go play and get out in the neighborhood, and who knows what spirit will bring across your path. On the same day, we have Venus at 10 degrees Pisces. That's your 2nd house, making a square to Mars at 11 degrees Gemini, your 5th house. Aquarius, this is where I think that Venus is really representing your skills, your voice, your talents. And in Pisces, Venus is exalted. And the 2nd house is where I am have an opportunity to make money through my skills. So here, Venus is in Pisces, thinking about, all sorts of dreamy things that she's imagining, and she's musing about, all sorts of things that bring her a sense of peace, a sense of feeling excited. I want to put it that way. I almost imagine myself, when I see Venus in Pisces in the 2nd house, I picture a little girl in her bedroom with her hairbrush singing, imagining herself to be a pop star someday. And then we have the square, right? The square to Mars at 11 degrees. Mars represents, of course, the warrior. That's what everybody will say. But to me, Mars is the hero. Mars is the brave military hero that goes in and it has a noble mission. And here, the noble mission is to be aware of my thoughts. The 11th degree not only represents the Aquarian degree, but it represents the master number of thought. So this is where Aquarius allows your inherent genius and brilliance, and you're outside of the box. You'll always be outside of the box because that's who you are. You're innovative. You are liberating. And here, I think it's about liberating you from any sort of thoughts that are kind of haunting you, or sort of that monkey mind. The 5th house is a house of romance. It's a house of self-expression. It is the natural house of Leo. And we were just talking about Leo being your 7th house. So we're taking the 5th house imprint, and this is giving you an opportunity to start to really think, am I willing to put myself out there? Sometimes Aquarius, because it's so innovative and so unique, it can feel a little bit alien sometimes. And this is where, as you're birthing something into the world, you may be overly focused on how people will receive that. Will they enjoy what you have to birth in the world? Will they enjoy what you have to say? Will they enjoy your creativity? And I want to offer it this way, Aquarius. As you create it, as you build it, it will find its natural audience. So when you're walking through this square and you're feeling this tense conversation between, am I capable? Am I skilled? Am I talented enough? Am I, will the audience like me? This is an opportunity to be brave, and to be brave beyond maybe being able to see anything with your physical eyes. On the same day, February 4th, we also have Uranus, your ruling planet, at 15 degrees Taurus in the 4th house, making a square to your sun in the 1st house at 15 degrees. The 15th degree is the Gemini degree. It's mercurial. Mercury is the lower octave of Uranus. So Mercury's more thinking about everyday human activities and information and social media, and it's skirting around the zodiac. Well, Uranus is up here seeing the bigger picture of things. So here, as Uranus has been transiting your 5th house, I believe it's been offering you an opportunity to liberate yourself from some old stories that may have been imprinted from your family experience or from your homeland country and what the rules and regulations are of that environment. Certain environments offer more flexibility and some are more rigid. So this first day or first few days of the month really feel like there's this emotional pull for me to enjoy myself, to give myself an opportunity to rewrite my beliefs, to think about my own sense of creativity and personal genius. And if I were to birth that into the world, how would that feel? And sort of allowing yourself to anchor into that so that you can really feel it all the way down into your nervous system, because you rule the nervous system. So if you get chills all over your body while you're thinking about it, you're in alignment. And this is a really good energy. On the 5th, we'll have a full moon in Leo. I'll be doing a separate video on that. On the 9th, we have Mercury at 28 degrees, making an exact conjunction to Pluto at 28 degrees Capricorn in your 12th house. The 12th house is a very spiritual house. We sometimes think of it as a house of escapism. We escape through drugs and alcohol. We escape and we hide in our bedroom, but it's also a house of deep karmic energy, meaning karmic choices, ancestral patterns. So here I think that Pluto is asking Aquarius to really dig deep into the thoughts that permeate your everyday life. And if those thoughts are conscious thoughts, are they intentional thoughts, or are they habitual thought? I need to do this, I need to do that, I should do this, I should do that. I want to offer it. When you're saying need and should, or I have to, there's a heaviness to that energy. When you rewrite that sentence and you say, I get to go to the market, I get to go run my errands, it elevates the energy to an opportunity. And I think that's what's going on here, because I believe that Pluto, while it appears that Pluto is a malefic, a difficult planet, I think it only appears difficult because it rules the house where we give up our power to some other dynamic, whether it be money or sex or something else. And Pluto is saying, no, go deeper. You are a powerful co-creator. And the human experience has not supported that dynamic. And here we're starting to see it be rewritten. On the 11th, Mercury will enter your 1st house of Aquarius. So you'll probably start popping with all sorts of ideas as a result of what's happened over this first 10 or 11 days of the month. Then on the 15th, Venus and Neptune will be in an exact conjunction at 24 degrees. This is going to be in your 2nd house. And this really feels super creative to me. It feels super dreamy and fun. I almost feel like this is one of those days I just want to play with my music, and I want to write poetry, and I want to dance, and I want to watch good films. And I feel like this is a really good day to sort of assess if indeed you're allowing yourself the privilege of a little bit of frivolity, because the moon will also be making a square to Venus and Neptune at 25 degrees Sagittarius in your 11th house. And while the moon moves very quickly, there may be just this little bit of a feeling like, let's say that you are a YouTuber or you create internet content. And on this day, what you really want to do is work on creating more content rather than producing it or publishing it. And the moon, to me, in the 11th house might be giving me this feeling of I should be nurturing my 11th house networks. And I want to kind of tuck back and say, you know what, Aquarius, you can nurture your networks every single day. But as you nurture yourself and allow yourself that dream time, that fun musings, that creative imagination that Venus and Neptune offer you together, then you'll have a natural inspiration. This Sagittarius moon, it doesn't feel like it's a terribly tense moment. It feels more like, sometimes when you get so many ideas in your head, you just want to birth them all at once. And I think that might be a little bit what's in the mix here for you specifically. Okay, on the 18th, the sun will move into Pisces, and on the following day, we will have a new moon in Pisces. I will be doing a separate video for that as well. These are pivotal full moon and new moon periods that we're experiencing right now. They're very different than we have seen in previous years. And I'll go into more detail during those videos. On the 20th, Venus will get feisty as she enters Aries. I always picture her full of fire and passion and just really wanting to get things done, create, break new ground, move forward. She feels very intentional here. And this is in your 3rd house. So you may find yourself interacting with siblings on this day, with teammates, workmates. You may find you're feeling more soft and warm and fuzzy for your community, you may even find yourself taking the day wanting to just sort of I don't want to say read. I almost see myself just sort of scrolling social media. I don't know why, but I think Venus is going to enjoy her little stint in Aries, because in no short order, 5 days later, she's starting to make a conjunction with Jupiter and Chiron. Jupiter will be in Aries until May. It'll move into Taurus then. And Chiron has been in Aries for quite some time. Chiron is the wound that transforms to the gift. And here, I believe, on the 25th, with Venus at 7 degrees, that is the Libra degree. Venus rules Libra. This is about balance and harmony. And here I feel like she's really starting to look at her beliefs about her own individuality. Venus naturally rules Taurus and Libra. And so she's very predisposed to partnership and to working with others. And here she's starting to give life to her own individuality. And she's starting to see how when she births that individuality, it actually serves partnerships. It serves the collective in a more influential way. And this is where I believe that Chiron really gets to start to transform to the gift. This is in the house of Aries. Chiron is at the Aries degree, which is asking me to be brave. And when I'm talking about being brave, I'm looking at my willingness to consider and to evaluate my co-creation. And oftentimes humans are like, I didn't do anything. I was sitting in my home a few months ago, and the police started pounding on my door. They were looking for someone else, and inadvertently they called me an old woman. I won't go too deep into the story, but I said to myself, well, how did I create that? I was sitting in my home minding my own business. At the same time, I have turned a certain age. I'm going through a transition from, my late youth to my early old age. And it's been a mind meld for me. And in doing so, I kicked in the law of attraction. And doing so, I was so powerful, I brought the police to my door to call me an old woman. And then I got to decide I'm not an old woman. So that's where I'm talking about in the way of being a powerful co-creator. And we think we're victimized by things, but we're not victimized. We have opportunities all over the place. And if we take the judgment or the regret or the shame out of the experience of gathering knowledge and taking dips and raising back up, falling down and getting back up and wiping ourselves off, we'll start to feel the power of that. And then when we start to go a little bit like this in the normal human experience, it'll be more fun, like a roller coaster. You'll put your hands up and you'll be like, I know how this works. Okay, and then on the final day of the month, Mercury will be in a conjunction with Saturn in Aquarius, your first house. Mercury is at 27 degrees. That is the Gemini degree, the natural mercurial degree. So here now we're seeing as Mercury went through Aquarius, it 3 times hits the Gemini degree, giving it an opportunity to assess, am I getting too entrenched in just these sort of human snapshots of information that can be fear-based? Or am I willing to go into, because this is where Saturn is saying, slow your roll for a second. Maybe there's a little bit more here to uncover before you draw a conclusion. Saturn is at the 29th degree of Aquarius. So Aquarius, you've been feeling this Saturn going through your first house, and it may have felt a little bit repressive, but at the same time, Saturn is kind of pulling back a little bit and saying, are you operating on your new evolved version of yourself, or are you somehow operating on an old story that isn't serving you anymore? So this conjunction is really kind of assessing that at a master level. The 29th degree is the anaretic degree. This is where we've mastered the elements of the sign we've just gone through, or the house we've just gone through. It's also reduces down to an 11. So when I look at a lot of these degrees, I see a pattern of the universe alerting the human under the veil of this physical experience that they are co-creators and energetic beings. And that as we are aware of our thoughts and we are aligned to the thoughts that bring us joy and happiness and fulfillment, we will start to bring people, resources, and experiences into our lives that will then represent for the rest of humanity, that will give them a choice, which is why Aquarius rules the 11th house. It rules your hopes and dreams. It rules, the big cosmic consciousness, the things that you cannot see with your eyes, but you can only see with your inner knowing. So this is a very, very powerful beginning of 2023, because by the time we get to the end of this year, we will be in a very different space than when we started. And I believe that the age of Aquarius is where we are harnessing our thoughts, where we are aware of them. And in doing so, we become powerful, powerful manifestors, and we create worlds of abundance that we have never known before. So this is very, very exciting time. All right, Aquarius, that's it for me. Please join me Sundays live, 11 a.m. Pacific time. That's where we do our angel readings and we get the angels' advice for traversing the transits in the week ahead. And then I'll be back next month, March, with your monthly. And keep an eye out for those full moon and new moon videos. All right, everybody, that's me, Teri Hunter. Peace out.